This week's episode of the House of Lords podcast has been brought to you by
Us.
Yes, it's brought to you by us. So if you would like to help us sustain this podcast and grow this podcast, here's a few great ways you can do so.
You could share the link to our podcast on your social medias. Let it be Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, or even MySpace if you're feeling nostalgic.
Yeah, use the hashtag BlurredPod. That's our hashtag. You can join the conversations that we're having. Let us know what you think about the things that we're talking about. On Twitter, you can use the hashtag PodIn. That's a now listening hashtag. Those other people know what you're listening to, as well as a great way to find other podcasts by creators of color. If you want to step it up a little bit and you want to help us out financially, you can check out our Patreon, located at patreon.com/House of Blurreds. We keep it simple. There you can donate as little as $1 a month, up to even more, whatever you're so inclined to do. There's some great giveaways on there depending on the different tier levels. Definitely check it out.
Or if you're not too big on commitment, you can visit our PayPal at House of Blurreds, and you can just hit us with a one-time donation because anything counts.
Yes, every dollar counts. Any notes that are left with those donations, being on Patreon or on PayPal, will be read out on the show. So we'll definitely give you a shout out because we greatly appreciate it. Again, thanks for listening. Now back to the show. Episode of There Will Be Spoilers, presented by House of Blurreds. We are talking episodes 8, 9, 10, season 3. So we're going to finish up season 3 and hit up episode 1 of season 4. We are your hosts. This is Nicole. Got Mo here tonight.
Hola.
As every episode thus far. Ain't nothing changed. And Armani.
What's up, guys?
Yeah, let's go ahead and jump right into it. So episode 8, Second Sons. This is where Jamie officially had saved Brienne and got her away from the crazy Boltons. Danny meets the Second Sons. Them motherfuckers assholes.
Completely forgot about the Second Sons. Completely forgot about the disrespect. I mean, come on. Them boys really, really extra.
They were way the fuck out of line. Like the first, the main dude who was doing all the talking, was just like, ooh.
Wait, so hold on. Are we going in like chronological order of the episodes?
Yeah.
Kinda. How you just gonna skip the beginning of the episode?
What did I miss?
Was Arya and him? Oh, low key, favorite part of the show right now. Like at this point of the show, like their relationship is great.
Wait, they weren't together yet. That's the next episode.
You said Second Sons, right?
This is when we meet the Second Sons. This is when she gets to young Kai, and they're having that meeting when they come outside.
Yeah, that was after Arya. I think Arya and the Hound led the episode up.
Not this one. They led episode 9. No, this is where she met them, because it's one of them Daenerys episodes that like drags on for mad long. Where they like super spread out.
The episode 9 was the Red Wedding.
That's what I'm saying.
Oh, you was watching backwards. Well, I guarantee you go back and Arya and the Hound lead the episode off. Hey, that's neither here nor there. Go ahead. We'll go back to it.
Oh, wait. Hold up. Yeah, because you're right. At the end of the episode, at the end of the last episode is where the Hound had picked her up. So you're right. At the beginning of this one is Arya and the Hound. But now at this point, I forgot what they were doing. Were they just? I mean, they wasn't doing shit yet. We
She
got
was
Arya.
about to boulder this dude to death. Like,
That's right. She
he
was saying no.
caught her. Then he told her, like, yo, I ain't as bad as you think I am. You over here trying to murder me. Nigga, I saved your sister. You know what I'm saying? You don't believe me about that, but I saved your sister. Like, I'm a good dude. Kinda. Not really, but I'm kinda a good dude. You know what I'm saying?
Because he called him
And
a lot.
and and I'm taking you to your mom's and your brother. You know what I'm saying?
True. Arya was. This is when we start to really get savage. Arya.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. This is
Yes.
ends.
She catching bodies left and right now.
Oh, we're gonna keep count. so okay, we're
Throughout
gonna
all the episodes so far.
we're gonna keep an Arya body count. Um.
Well, before she already at what? She at 2 right now?
Uh. Actually, at this point,
She killed the
actually,
kid?
because later on he asked her, "Have you killed the man before?" And she said, "No, this was my first one."
All right, so she got one body down right now.
She killed that boy.
Yeah, she killed the boy.
She did kill that boy, and then she killed two boys.
No, she is killed.
Oh. All right, so she got one for sure. She got one in a possible. uh, all right. So the second sons plot to kill Dany. You got Sansa and Tyrion. Tyrion promises to protect Sansa. He said he's never gonna hurt her. So we're just like, oh, that's so nice. Let's see. The reigns of Castamere is explained in this episode. This is when Ciri, God damn.
Very.
Is not there with the names tonight.
This is gonna be one of those one of those episodes where everybody's name is wrong.
Siri, tell us about the song.
So this is when Cersei tells us how the reigns of Castamere came to be.
Marjorie.
Marjorie. Yeah, thanks. She was telling Marjorie. Because she told Marjorie if she ever calls her sister again, I'll kill you.
Yeah, she said, fuck out of here. I'm gonna strangle you in your sleep.
Yo.
Strangle. No, she didn't say kill. There's a difference in saying I'll kill you or I will have you strangled in your sleep. Man, imagine being knocked out good, counting sheep, and then you put the hands around your throat.
And this ain't the first time that she didn't fuck with her and called her sister either.
I mean, she's trying to get in the good graces, man. I don't know why. I mean, I know why, but we get it. But still,
This was Sansa and Tyrion's wedding. Yes. So we get their wedding, and Joffrey insists on giving Sansa. He just will not loosen up the torturing of this poor child. It's fucking ridiculous and sad, but he'll get his comeuppance. Gendry meets his uncle. They take his blood, and she throws it in the fire. She does a little thing with the leeches, using that poor boy again. And the name she throws out there is Joffrey, Robb, and Balon Greyjoy. That's their list.
Yeah, and Balon seemed kind of out of place on there too. Like, what did the Greyjoys do to the Baratheons?
I was kind of wondering that. I was like, why is Balon on this list?
well, it's the only houses left. They held the north at the time. You know what I'm saying? The Ironborn was running through the north. So.
And I mean, I don't remember.
Balon even being mentioned yet.
Yeah, I don't remember Balon coming up in conversation with Stannis.
I don't either. I just figured he was one of the last quote unquote powerful houses left. So
Actually, I feel like it had something to do with the rebellion.
From back in the day rebellion?
Yeah, the back in the day rebellion with Robert's rebellion. Because that was the whole beef that they had with Theon.
Well, petty as fuck, so it could be. We know that. Okay, so let's see. Tyrion's not a fan of Joffrey threatening Sansa. This is when we learn Sansa's age. We finally get a definite age on a character at this point. We learn that Sansa is 14 years old. That's crazy.
Which is ridiculous. I can't listen. I mean, quick side note. I can't imagine back in the day. Number one, not only that, just getting married. Even to today, like just say like Indian people with like arranged marriages and stuff like that, or not just or other cultures, not just Indian people. Like I can't imagine. Like yeah, I'm 9, and you gonna marry this girl in 7 years, 8 years down the road, you ain't met her yet. You know what I mean? But yeah, she yours. Or just like you said, a 14-year-old getting married to a grown ass man. And you gotta put a baby in there because she just had a period not long ago. So like, nigga, what?
That's the additional crazy sick part about it. And Tyrion's like the only person who sees a problem with this, which is
Yeah.
hilarious.
He's like, nah, I'm good, bro. I'm not trying to smash a 14-year-old. 14-year-old ex-girlfriend, former wife of my nephew, or fiance of my nephew, or whatever you want to call it. Like, mm,
Yeah. Then Dario swears his fealty to Daenerys after he kills his friends. And Sam kills a White Walker. The end. uh, so that was second time. Or, yeah. I almost went back and rewatched it. So, episode 9.
When it really starts to kick off.
Episode 9. The motherfucking Reigns of Castamere.
I'm just gonna skip all the rest of that episode. Huh?
So, obviously, before season 8 starts, we're going to have to do, I guess, top 7 episodes. We'll do, like, pick the best episode of each season.
All right, hold on. I know I talk bad about him, but before we skip to the Red Wedding episode, I gave Sam some love.
What? Do you make me fast forward through all the Sam?
Because it is important. Because he killed the White Walker with Dragonglass, and that's how we know that the White Walkers died from Dragonglass. So I gave him some love. I was 2 seconds away from skipping that part. Then I was like, all right, this part's kind of important. Foreshadowing. They got to find out. They got to mine some Dragonglass because that's what kills, So I took a note in case, just so everybody knows. Yay, give Sam some love.
Give Sam his props. Yes, Sam. Insert clapping. Yay.
Give him his flowers while he's still here. Bum ass.
Yeah, because Lord knows. Well, I think Sam gonna be one of them people who makes it through to the end. But
Yes, 100%. He gonna be sitting at the Citadel. Hey, that's what it was, or whatever it's called. He'll be
yeah,
sitting up there and getting all of them damn books and information and teaching class. He gonna be teaching classes and shit. Of course he gonna make it. Come on now.
I wouldn't be surprised to make him Maester of the North. Like, that's what he ends up being.
is there a Maester of the North? I thought each house has their own Maester.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I guess the Stark's Maester then? Stark Targaryen? Whoever has north of the end.
The waste that makes
Or
her Winterfell.
I guess it depends. He'll stick close to John.
yeah.
Of course. Oh, so y'all just saying John gonna make it through?
I mean,
Is that a hope or this is a hot take?
It's just strong hope.
yeah.
Oh, okay. Just I didn't know if it's the hot take. Let me know, because we could have the bracket that we talk about. Who gonna make it?
Speaking of which, I'm like, I was waiting for you to finish and actually make this bracket.
I've been made it. I figured we was waiting.
Well, it's March.
I mean, March Madness don't start till like late March.
Oh, okay.
Like, well, not late March, but like the first games ain't for another 2 weeks. Like tournament championships start this upcoming week.
Okay, that worked. Episode 9.
Fucking sad ass episode.
It starts from out the gate. Like this episode, there's so many like little things in this episode, like especially when you really go back and rewatch it.
Yes.
Like
Yes.
this could have been directed by Quentin Tarantino. I kind of want to go back and see who did direct this episode. I remember some talk about it like when it initially aired, but like this episode, it was different from a lot of the other episodes as far as pacing, as far as conversation goes. There was way more dialogue in this episode than in a lot of episodes, I feel like. Well, I feel like this episode here, and then the episode where, old boy goes out the window.
Bran?
No, not Bran.
You said old boy goes out the window.
He's not the only old boy who's going out the window.
Oh, Tommy.
Yeah, when Tommy goes out the window. These two episodes, I feel like either possibly were directed by the same person because they feel very much the same to me.
Like that lead up with anticipation.
Yeah,
Or it's like
just
you feel like
slow.
something's coming.
Yeah, and it was slow, and it was. Although that episode there wasn't much dialogue, it was pretty quiet throughout that episode, and just like music. Music was the forefront of that episode, but this one here was like just heavy conversation throughout the gate. But Rob and his mom, like now he finally acknowledges that he needs his mom's approval. Like now he wants to get her input because she's for the most part been pretty right about things. Like when he had to listen to her, shit's gone awry. Yeah, now he wants his mom's validation again.
Now he chooses it.
Right.
I thought an interesting piece was when they were looking at the board when they had all the little pieces set up, that the Bolton's piece was on the wrong side. Of course, he doesn't know that at this point, but we know now that that Bolton piece was not where it was supposed to be. And it was interesting because it's like the way they focused on it is like we didn't know at the beginning of the episode, we knew at the end of the episode, but yeah, it was a little hint.
Foreshadowing.
Yes, for sure. What was Rob's dog's name?
Graywin.
Graywin. Okay.
Great.
Rare Graywin sight when they are heading to the twins. When Walter Frey got his daughters, they weren't really all that bad looking. It was only like one who was like slightly questionable. The rest of them really weren't that bad.
I guess.
I mean, they weren't as ugly as they tried to make them seem. Like they weren't hideous. I've seen worse chicks on the show.
True. Crasser's daughters. I guess.
Who would you rather?
Yes.
So Mo, if you had to choose a family to marry into, who you married into, the Crassers or the Freys?
I mean, do I have to choose?
Yes, you do.
Yeah. I mean, I ain't seen not one Crasher's daughter. Gilly is defined as Crasher's daughter, and that's just it's not a good look. At least Rosalind, the Frey daughter, she was decent. When they took the veil off in the show, I was like, oh, okay, she actually ain't terrible. Everybody else is trash can juice, but for your basura.
Yeah. It's like you should have just led with that. You should have been like, "This is the daughter you're gonna marry."
Right. That show. She the what's the damn? I want to say the lead. What's the lead horse? You like what you call lead horse? Like I don't know. You know what I'm trying to say.
I know what you're talking about.
Come out the gate. Come out the gate with her. Hey, look, she is my best looking daughter. I'm not gonna pawn off all of these daughters and granddaughters that look like booger wolves. Like,
What?
yeah, it's my mama used to call people that, so I just I roll with it. Booger wolf. So I don't know what a booger wolf is, but I know it ain't good.
So Walter does not hold back when he starts sizing up Talia. What's her name? Talia?
Yeah, Talia. Rob's wife.
Yeah, when he sizing her up, he's just like, yeah, nah, I see why. Love
He was
my
right
ass.
though. He was right. She fine. She top 5 finest in the show. Like all time of the show. She top 5, top 5, top 5. You know what I'm saying? No, you get kind of quiet over there. Y'all hit me with the Walter Frey Crasser girl comment. Y'all can comment too.
I mean, she definitely was. No, was she? You said she was top 5?
Top 5.
I don't know.
I'm trying to find the fifth. I got a 4 that just automatically jumped out my head right now as the 4th.
Let's see.
I'm trying to find the 5th.
And
My top 4 was Danny, Missandei, Talisa, and I like Melisandre. She pretty.
okay, yeah. We're gonna go Missandei, Alaria Sands, Daenerys, Marjorie, and I don't think I'm putting Talia. Shit, I might put Cersei at 5.
Case up. You putting Cersei over Talia? Case up. Which one? Alaria Sand was the one that had Brown.
Actually, I'm gonna put Alaria, but then I'm probably gonna put her.
I'm not putting Alaria. Whoever was the one that had Brian with the bloody nose in the jail.
The youngest.
She in top 5. Top 5.
I think the middle daughter.
I don't know what saying that was, but that one. Yeah, she in there too.
One of those. Actually, you're right. No, I might bump Alaria out for Roz though, because I like gingers. I mean, just based on Torment, I have a soft spot in my heart.
We know we established your ginger face.
So Roz might be making top 5.
Roz is pretty. but I don't think she ain't touching the baby saying whatever her name was. I can't remember her name.
I think Nymeria was the youngest one, right?
Nymeria was her name. Nymeria Sand. Yep.
Yeah, well there you go. She had Brian in there about to straight die.
Oh, that shit was crazy.
I was like, not the homie, don't kill the homie, nah. Don't kill my homie, let him live.
Let's see. So Danny tries to get into Young Kai. We're gonna skip to Sam and Gilly stuff because it was kind of unimportant here. Arya stops the Hound from killing the dude on the road, so she's like his little conscience, trying to keep him normal, or at least just from killing people.
Unnecessarily killing people.
Yes, and it's funny. Never mind. I'm not even touching that. But yeah, it's interesting that she stops him from. Well, I mean, she's got her list for reasons, but she ain't killing randoms. So, Rickon speaks. That was my note.
Oh yeah, because this is when Bran sends him away, right?
No, not yet. This was when they had went to that place in the well. This is when they met Sam and them.
Oh, okay,
And
when they
Gilly.
were underground.
Yeah. And Rickon was like talking. That kid should have been utilized.
Worst acting ever.
Utilized a little bit more.
I'm your
God.
brother. I gotta protect you. Nah.
In front of him at
I
that
know
scene.
you
That,
mad young. I
that
know
my
you
heart.
mad young, but come on. They could have had better child actors.
I mean, they wasn't about to break the bank on him. I mean,
You're right. At this point of the show, Game of Thrones is winning all the awards. Like, nah, we ain't giving Rick on no lines.
hell no.
Honestly, because like when they unveiled him later, when Ramsey had him, I was really like, who is that?
wait, is that a start? Oh, that is little. You gotta do that. Like, bro, you've been on the show for 6 seasons now. And we still don't know who you are.
Damn
Nah,
shame.
it's not a good look. Yeah, the scene when Arya was at the twins was so sad.
Which one?
When she was just there, when her and the Hound pulled up, and she's like looking at the twins, and she's right there.
Are we there yet? We're not there yet. Are
We
we?
almost there. Cause you know the story, and then
Yeah.
and then, it's a couple episodes later when she pull up at the Erie, and then it's like that happened. Like we know her story. It's just so sad that
It is.
That's why I was wishing for like a more happier reunion when it happened. I was just like, nah, she a full savage at this point, so she kind of like shrugging the shit off.
Yeah. And it's but really every missed moment has kept her alive.
Sure.
I said
I
every
want, I
minute.
wanted, I wanted Ari to have the John and Sansa reunion, like tears, you're alive. Nah.
Well, that's why I'm waiting for the John and Arya moment. Although I don't think we're gonna get that Sansa moment I don't think we're gonna get the John and Arya moment like we did with John and Sansa.
I think we are.
I think we are, because John, everybody thinks she dead. There's a difference of like you thinking somebody dead, but you hear stories. They ain't heard a thing about Arya. You know what I'm saying? Like you've heard stories of Sansa getting tortured and her still being alive in King's Landing, and the whole nine, and Ramsey. You ain't heard shit about Arya since Ned died. So everybody been thinking she gone for, we don't know the Game of Thrones timeline because they'll jump one episode and be like that was 10 years type shit. But we don't know we don't know how long they've been thinking she dead, and she's just gonna pop up.
What if like John hugs her and like she like breaks down and starts crying?
I'll be cool with that.
So would I.
You see how when Sansa gave her a hug, she didn't even wrap the arms around. She was just like, ugh, get off me. Get off me.
You had them flashbacks. It's your fault we in this mess.
Right. And you're like, man, we in the crib. I'm looking at Pops. Get off me, cuz. You the one that been saying you Lord of Joffrey. Your bitch ass.
The Wildlings, the John Wildling shit was really just filler. Let's be real. So this moment, it was the Hound and Arya were having this conversation. My notes here was this is very Tarantino-esque because this conversation when they were going back and forth, when he was like reading her essentially, it was just like that was to me was one of the best. I think that was probably one of the best scenes. Like that was probably one of the because they're like my favorite duo anyway. So that scene was like great.
Oh, the episode or of the season?
What you mean? Like
You said best scenes.
I'm just talking about overall.
Okay.
As far as like just conversational scenes between two characters, this was definitely one of the best. So this is when Bran works in the Hodor. So we see that he can do that on he finally figures out what he can do and does it. Okay, great job. John leaves Ygritte, and she is angry.
Ooh, she mad. She big mad.
Yeah, she is. Poor thing. Jorah and Grey Worm in action, so we get to see them get into Young Kai. I don't think we really get too much Jorah fight scenes. This was like one of the few.
Not till later on. We get a few in like season 6, season 5.
Edmure gets married. Edmure gets a girlfriend. Where the fuck is Edmure Tully at this point?
They said they had him in the dungeons. That's where they took him right after the wedding.
Yeah, but where is he at now? Like in the season 7, where the fuck is Edmure Tully?
Nobody care about that nigga, man.
The Lannisters have him.
The Lannisters have him because they tried to use him to get the Blackfish to surrender. And the Blackfish was like, I don't care about him.
Right. See? Care about that nigga, man. It's your cross-eyed ass.
His uncle was like, keep him.
Right. Like Walter did when we about to find out in a sec. Like Walter did when Cat had the wife. Nigga, I'll get another one. Go ahead. Cut that bitch throat. I don't want this dude. Keep that nigga in the dungeon. Who? You got who? Lord. Man.
We get that little quick brief scene. Now this is where Rickon gets sent away, and I have to wonder if Bran cares. I guess if this has to be one of those moments that you would think probably sits with him later on when he finds out what happened to Rickon, because I don't even like. You would assume he knows because he knows most shit.
Yeah.
What happened?
Don't care. That nigga RoboCop right now. He a damn machine right now. Rickon died, but it was needed for the realm. Like, nigga, it's just me. It's my thought process.
I gotta think that Bran. If he cared about that later on, like if he looks back on it, like he should have either kept him with him or just sent him to the wall.
I thought they don't keep everybody like that at the wall.
Another one of those last moments. Just, last time family seeing each other type shit.
Last time we see him.
Oh, what's that?
It says basically last time we see him.
Yeah.
For like 4 seasons.
True.
Touche. That nigga's still in the dungeon.
Now we get nice mushy scenes between Rob and Talisa and Kat looking like she's, caring. Yeah, that's pretty short-lived. Because then the Reigns of Castamere starts playing. And of course, Kat quickly, like, she's looking...
Hold up. Wait. I know this song.
Yes. And why the fuck is it playing here and there? That's an interesting song to play this way. Okay. Fire the DJ.
Who got the ox?
For real. Man. Then they sit down as Walter starts talking. And she's looking at Roose Bolton. And he's looking like, you're screwed, lady. Man.
It just made you really realize how brutal this show was when they got up and they straight just stabbed her in the stomach.
Yes.
Like, they didn't even go,
Yeah.
straight for her stomach.
With the prison shank, like a quick, like 5-piece prison shank too. It wasn't even like a one shot deal. He hit her like 5 times.
Yeah. That was some brutal shit. This was, I think, my first real like jaw dropping moment. Like, what the fuck is going on? The first time watching this and seeing this happen was like, holy shit, this is what we're doing?
Only because they was on some real murder, death, killer shit this episode. Like, they murdered everybody. They slicing throats. They stabbing babies. They putting arrows in the necks.
It was everybody got an arrow. Everybody was getting arrows. Like, that shit was crazy. Fucking Cat underneath the table, and when she came out, at that point it's like, that was that hold your breath moment. Like, you just kind of like stop breathing, like, oh my god, like there's no fucking way they're getting out of this. Like, how Sway?
Yeah, no, you knew once they killed Rob's wife, it's like there's no way they let him go, because there's no way y'all just gonna walk away from this and let it go, like act like it didn't happen.
When it went outside and killed Grey Wind and Arya seen that shit, that was fucked up.
She said that's 2 for the count.
It was like, girl, just run over there and let her out. Yeah, but when he kills Rob, and then when Kat keeps her word and slits old girl's throat, It was just like, damn. Okay. I mean, clearly she had nothing to lose at that point, so there was no pausing there.
For what? Slit her throat to the bone, as they said in the show.
And then this is to me the biggest missed opportunities between the books and the movie, or between the books and the series, is Lady Stoneheart. Because in the books, they dump off her body in the river. They dump her body in the river. And then she's found by Nymeria, who essentially like pulls her out of the water. And then the Brotherhood Without Banners resurrects her.
What?
And she ends up leading the Brotherhood Without Banners on,
What? So Cat is alive in the books?
yeah, on a mission to kill every fucking Lannister they come upon. So
Oh,
she's
hell no. I wish you wouldn't have told me that. I'm kind of mad now. I want that shit to happen. You get zombie Cat out here ready to kill everybody? Man, what? That's a way better storyline.
that's a show in its own. Like we get
Right. What you mean Cat is alive, ready to murk everybody?
And interestingly enough, one of the people that she comes upon is Bran. She finds Bran on the road, and it's after it was when she was going to go look for Sansa, I think, or Arya. She was going to, I think, look for Arya, because it was after Jaime had given her his sword. Because when she finds her, she has the Lannister steel, and at first she's like about to kill her. She's like, "No, this is what I was doing," or whatever, and she's like, "No, you betrayed me. You said you're gonna, serve me and protect my daughters, and now you're working for the Lannisters and this shit, this and other." But she's like, she spares her if she'll serve her, and she says she will again.
Wait, who'd you say that was?
Brienne.
Damn, so she's gonna murk Brienne?
Yep. Definitely the biggest, to me, missed opportunity from the books. Like, that shit should have happened.
That should have been super tight.
Yep.
I'm mad now. I really want that to happen.
And then the show ends in silence.
Honestly, I'm a fan of these episodes where they kind of just end, like that abrupt ending. Because it's not like it faded out or anything. It ends after they slit her throat.
And again, one of the few episodes that ends like that is when Tommen goes out the window.
True.
That's why I feel like these episodes have such a parallel to each other. Which I guess it could be also because like this was for the most part, the end of the Starks. This was the end of the Stark. Yeah, it's pretty much. This is like the end of the Starks. And that episode was essentially the end of the Lannisters. Because truthfully, the future. I mean, granted, I guess Cersei could have another baby, but
yeah, the future of the Lannisters is pretty much sealed at this point.
Mm-hmm.
Unless Tyrion has a baby.
I guess that is on the table. That's an option. That's a card that could still be played. Season 3, episode 10. Misa. Fucking people were annoying.
Honestly, they came out like those little aliens in Toy Story.
You have saved our lives. We are eternally grateful. This episode starts off shitty. Okay, so last episode, I feel like every episode after this, the reigns of Castamere, it like really like plays. It's now weaved through the rest of this series after the last episode, because it's played at the beginning of this episode, and Arya has to see the fallout of Robb and her mom. Fucking beheaded Robb and like put his direwolf's head on his body. That is fucking crazy. Like, who says let's do this?
Yeah, what they do with is actually good.
Probably sent it to the sent it to the Lannisters, I would think. As proof.
Yeah, you're right, because Joffrey did say he was gonna put old dude's head right in the middle of the table.
I ain't even gonna lie. I'm still over here on my phone researching Zombie Cat. I'm still stuck on Zombie Cat.
Lady Stoneheart. Yeah.
Nah, I like Zombie Cat better.
We learned Tyrion had his own little list of people who laughed at him. So I thought that was interesting that when he was saying these names and Sansa was like, so what is that, a list of people you want to kill? But you seemed so surprised when your sister had a list. This is not the first time you've heard people having these murder lists. And then we also learn a fun fact about Arya and Sansa's childhood. Arya used to put sheep shit in Sansa's bed. Like, your sister was a crazy ass when y'all were children. That should have been a hell of a red flag.
Yeah, like this assassin stuff shouldn't have been no surprise to you at the end of the day.
Hey man, when somebody gets on your nerves, man, there's no rules to the prank game.
Nah, that's a whole nother level. I wish one of my kids would. Like, oh my God. First, I'm whooping your ass for cutting them a bed. Like, I can't imagine beds are very cheap back in the day. They ain't cheap now, but you just cutting up a bed and putting sheep shit in it. Like, nah, that's crazy. And then who's you carrying sheep shit up in the house? Like,
You get in trouble for just touching it.
Yeah.
Being nasty.
And where was everybody else? Like, who was watching Arya when she was doing this? Was Rickon helping her? Like, did she recruit her little brother to help her?
Right, because this ain't no one trip thing. 'Cause you ain't putting all the arms, you ain't putting all the bags of groceries on one arm, on both arms, and taking one trip. You went back and forth with the sheep doo. Like, this is multiple trips.
I mean, shit. And then it's like, where did she get that idea from? She had to get that idea from somewhere. She didn't just make it up herself. So what kind of shit was Robin them doing? You see it, she got it from somewhere. But yeah, that was interesting. But it was nice to get that little glimpse of them growing up and like what they were like before, because we never really got that at all. Joffrey talking shit to Tywin. Yo, Tywin
put a note to say Joffrey talking shit to everybody.
To everybody, yes. But Tywin was looking like oh man, he should have got slapped in this scene. Even Tyrion was looking like, ooh, you about to get your ass whooped. Like, okay. It's one thing for you to talk to me like that. You talk slick to your mom. But this little motherfucker is crazy and don't understand the boundaries. Like, he just does not have a grip on reality at all. But I guess that's what incest will do. Roose Bolton's named Warden of the North. And we also learned that Roose Bolton has known that his son was batshit crazy as well.
I think all the Boltons are crazy for the most part. Like, they're crazy.
Roose Bolton low-key seemed like the calmest of the group.
You know, he does come off as calm. And he was just like, maybe if Rob had listened to me, things would have went a little bit different. Like, he just wanted to be heard or listened to when he gave his input. But the fact that your bastard is out here fucking torturing kittens, because you know that Ramsay was torturing animals when he was little.
Oh, 100%.
So we just let that shit slide. Like,
that nigga had a dog on the flaying wooden board with the paws strapped up.
Arts and crafts times in the Bolton household had to be fucking nuts. Like, fuck the cats bringing in dead animals. It was your son. But he never had a wife. He had never really had a real wife. So, yeah, that shit, yeah. So.
Oh, yeah, that's when we learned that, we also learned last episode that he was married to one of the Freys. His wife is a Frey.
Who?
Roose Bolton's wife.
Oh, the big girl.
She's a Frey?
Yeah, he said that.
Because he was gave her her weight in silver.
Yeah.
So he married the big girl.
Okay. Well, that makes sense as why they were so damn cozy. Okay. I get my question answered why Tywin didn't just drown Tyrion instead of dragging him along and torturing him and treating him like shit. And it was because he was Lannister, which y'all said last time when I mentioned that. So then Tywin also answers that, comments upon that. Tyrion just wanted to be loved. He just wanted his dad to hold him.
Yeah, he's one to hug.
And Tywin...
Man, I take that. I don't know. I don't think Tyrion wanted to hug. I just think he wanted to go about, like, at least one day without worrying about getting murdered. Dad wanted to kill you. Sister wanted to kill you. Nephew wanted to kill you. Like, it's a lot of tough maneuvering in King's Landing for that boy Tyrion.
It's in your family alone. Bran tells us the story of the rat cook, which makes me wonder, because he's telling the story about this cook who served some lord or whatever, and he betrayed him by, like, killing his family and serving it to him. And the lord enjoyed it or some shit like that.
Foreshadowing.
Yeah, and then because my note here is, did Arya also know of this story? When you figure if Bran knows this story, then that means Arya's also heard this story. So it's like that where she got the whole, like, because he talks about how it's bad luck to kill a guest under your roof. And we learn later on, I mean, obviously that's what just happened. That's what Walter Frey just did. And then later on, he ends up getting his fucking family served to him. in a pie. So, yeah, clearly Arya was well aware of this story as well. What kind of fucking fairy tales is old Nan telling these kids? Like, what were her qualifications to get this babysitting job? Because she was telling these kids some shit.
Yeah, I mean, Brand did say his favorite stories were always the scary ones. So that could be it.
Yeah, old Nan shouldn't have been babysitting. The Blackfish escaped. Theon becomes Reek. So, fun fact here at this moment. When Ramsay was in there eating that sausage, I was like, oh, I should probably get up and make dinner. So it would like sausage with pepper and onions for dinner. And Lou was like, yo, sausage sounds like a great idea.
What's wrong with you?
I was mad hungry at that moment. Sausage came out great though, by the way. Ramsay had the right idea. Ramsay was just fucking crazy. We just downloaded, signed up for Showtime because they had that, trial going on where you can get it for super cheap with that Castamere promo code. Put in it's Hive is the code. You get it for like $4.99 a month. You can do first 30 days free and then $4.99 a month, whatever. I downloaded it, browsing through their content, and there is a little series that stars Ramsay Bolton. It's a reimagined.
Yeah, a reimagined of the misunderstood
Adolf Hitler. It's a reimagining of if Hitler was a teen, like during his younger years, if he was like just like trying to be an artist.
An angsty teen.
Yeah. First off, what did we say about it being hard to separate this dude from his roles as it is? Since he played Ramsay, and I just want to punch him in the face, and then he goes and plays Hitler. Like, you're just trying not to get a job. Like, you are just trying to never get cast in anything ever. One, I'm just not even going to watch that because I don't like reimaginings of shit. Like the only reimagining of Nazi Germany I was cool with was Inglourious Bastards. Like, that was it. But nah, I'm not down for a reimagining where we try to make the motherfucker sympathetic. I'm not watching that. You think he'd want to go for something a little more likable after playing Ramsay Bolton?
I mean, unless you like playing the villain. Like, if you like that type of typecast. Like, if you had to be cast in a movie and you could only pick one part to play, what part would you always play? Like, I feel like playing the villain would be fun.
I mean, at the end of the day, what show are we talking about right now on the podcast?
True.
What show are y'all talking about on Showtime? Niggas getting jobs. Clearly, it's working for him. He getting gigs.
When they say all money ain't good money, nah, I'm lying. I take that check.
You pay me enough.
Yeah.
It's got to be enough where I can take at least a good 8 months off and not have to work. Like, I'm not going to be in another role, so I can kind of reinvent myself and then come back. Which he probably got paid enough to do that. So, I mean, shit, I'm sure he's making loans to do that.
I used to talk to my cousin about that because my cousin was one of her pet peeves is what we're talking about now. Like, actors and actresses who are typecast and they keep playing the same role. And I'm just like, hey, man, you can't be mad at them. They're getting them calls. We keep seeing them in these same roles, but hey, at the end of the day, them hours that they putting in, they're getting paychecks from that. So, hey, what are you gonna do?
Facts.
Clearly they got that role down to where people keep calling them for roles that they want them to play in.
True.
So respect to the nigga I hate because I can't stand you, Ramsay. But hey, good job. Mad props to people like that because you're playing your role so well that I don't like you. You could be playing it could be a romantic, it could be a rom-com. You could be playing the dad of the mother who, their daughter's getting bullied in school and we're trying to find a happy medium and I'm gonna still be like, nah, nigga, that's Ramsay Bolton. I don't like that dude. But I play a soccer dad in my new rom-com. They don't care. Ramsay, bro.
Soccer dad.
You cut Theon. I'm trying to think of the PC way to say meat. You cut that boy meat sausage off.
I mean, meat's a pretty PC way to say meat.
I'm just saying, you cut that boy tallywhack off. What that boy Kevin Hart said. Cut that boy tallywhack off, and then when he woke up, you was eating a freaking pork sausage to play with him and make you think that you was eating his dick. My G, what's up? What's going on in your mental to make you even want to play like that?
Hold on, I gotta see this because he was nominated in 2015 for a Best TV Villain Award. If he didn't win, who the fuck did?
Was this like Teen Choice Award or something?
This was the IGN's People Choice Award.
Oh shit! Who the hell beat Ramsey out? It better not be no Harry Potter movie. I'm fighting.
I mean, it is IGN, so it could be.
Oh boy, I'm gonna tell you right now.
2015.
I need you to look that up.
Well, at 2015, what season are we at? Because when Ramsey started off, he wasn't too he was bad, but he wasn't that bad. He got worse.
Season
Oh.
5? No, season 6 actually. Because then the year was for season 7, and then it was 2 years. So yeah, I think that was season 5, maybe. Come on, researcher.
I'm looking.
Got that dial up? Is it the dial up you gotta?
No, first off,
Everything?
awards. Like, why is this even on the IGN? Like, why is this even an IGN category? They do video games, like, mostly and shit. I don't even see this on the list of damn things on their website. Okay, so here are the nominees.
I already got the nominees. I was just trying to see who won because you was taking forever.
Yo, first off, then why the fuck did you say that?
I was just saying, you was taking forever. Kilgrave, Jessica Jones,
Then who won?
Francis the Tooth from Hannibal, Wilton Fisk from Daredevil, whoever Harrison Wells from The Flash, Francis whoever from Hannibal, Jack Randall from Outlander, and Ramsey. Oh, it was a dude. It was Francis Dohari, the Tooth Fairy from Hannibal.
Theon's coming week. Sam meets Bran for the first time. Just when Sam meets Bran. Balon Greyjoy gets Theon's manhood in a box. It's a dig in a box. I can't believe I never thought about that until just now.
Again, going back to the crazy. Not only did you do all of that after you cut his meat off, act like you was eating his meat with some mustard and some ketchup and shit. Then you gonna put said dick in the box and send it to his people?
That is just rude as fuck.
And then be like, yo, so I sent you this dick. You see this dick in a box. So now what you need to do is get your men's out of here. And if you don't, I'm gonna just start sending more pieces on your mans. This nigga's a psychopath.
Just a little bit. Just a little. And it's like, I mean, you sent that part. Like,
Yeah, those are the parts you could have started with.
Yeah,
You could have sent a toe, send me a finger, an ear. Nah, you gonna send the tap, you gonna send the tallywhacker?
Well, he might as well be dead, which is essentially what Euron said. Like, well, he ain't no man no more.
What Balon said.
Or Balon. What the fuck did I call him?
Right. That's a man thing, cause we got just a bad complex, cause I know if like as women, if like y'all titties got chopped off, it ain't gonna be the end of the world. If my meat got chopped off, I ain't gonna want to leave the house ever.
Here's the thing: your meat gets chopped off. No one's gonna know at first.
I'm gonna know. I'm gonna walk outside with some jeans on and think everybody looking at my meat.
Gray sweatpants are out the door.
Right, can't wear no sweatpants no more. And I'm a sweatpants lover. And damn it, I'm gonna think everybody looking at me. Like as soon as I leave the house, it's gonna be the bullseye on my nuts, and I ain't gonna like it. So I'm gonna know.
Poor thing. No, not poor thing. He got what the fuck he deserved. Let's be real. But his sister is loyal, and she finds 50 of the meanest killers on the Iron Isles, and she's gonna go get her little brother. That's what I'm talking about right there.
Attempt.
Damn, you said Theon deserved to get his meat chopped off.
Yeah, he did.
I don't think what he did was that bad.
Thank you. I'm with you.
He killed 2 children. What do you?
Man, look, this is a Game of Thrones. This is a Game of Thrones.
And knocked off every
They
day.
kill niggas. They kill niggas like taking showers in the Game of Thrones. I don't want to hear it.
He got his. He deserved to have his nuts cut off. I don't know. Does he still have his nuts?
No, he gone. You heard what he said. Kill me. I'm the same way. Hey man, kill me, dog.
So we don't know how much he actually took. I think it was just a sausage. I can see Ramsey leaving though.
I feel like you bleed out.
Nah, they sewed him up for sure. Probably burned him. Varys talks to Shay, tries to get her to leave. Varys has a lot of confidence in Tyrion, and we see that here. You know, when he tells her that
he's pretty much the one that's gonna save the day.
He's the one who can fix all this. And you need to leave.
He is the future of Westeros.
It's your problem. And you need to go away late. And Shay's like, nah. If he wants me gone, he can go his damn self. She's so selfish.
Yeah, I really thought Shay was just bugging this entire time. It's like she had, in a way, she has a right to be upset, but does she really have a right to be upset? What she was going into when she met him, and when she came over to King's Landing with him. So it's kind of like you chose the wrong time to start bugging out now.
Especially after he told you like his and your life is in danger, and you acting like I don't care. Okay, all right. You come in this room one day and you see me in the bed. Dad is doing it. Come on, B, listen up.
Let's see.
She started getting on my nerves, like, to be perfectly honest.
Oh, now she's getting on everybody's nerves.
Just because you jealous over something he told you wasn't real. You trying to beat, and he like, chill out. I can't beat right now. Just women. When y'all listen, no means no.
First off,
you can't have the meat. How you feel that the dwarf turned you down?
She was just hard-headed. So this is when Arya's body count goes up.
When she sees the soldiers that took her sword.
Yes. No. This is when she first. No, this is the first.
Jesus.
This is when she sees the guys who are out there in the woods bragging about killing Robb and Catelyn.
Okay.
Oh yeah, she snapped.
That's when we knew something was gonna be a little off about Arya. Yeah, she went in there just mad composed, and she was a little too composed. Her crazy is showing. They're starting the show anyway. We're starting to get that. This is when Ygritte put 3 arrows in Jon. She put an arrow through his hand into his leg.
Key thing is she didn't put one through his head.
True that.
Which Tormund knew. He was like, man, I seen you shoot an arrow through Rabbit's eyes from 200 yards away. You said you put 3 in this boy and he ain't dead?
True, he did call that.
You bullshit. You bullshit.
Let's see. Maester Aemon sends out some ravens. Robb's death reaches Stannis, who doesn't care. Who thinks that, his red priestess and his little leeches did the damn job, and now they want to kill Gendry. And Sir Davos is like, yeah, pump your brakes, Playboy. I don't like that idea. I don't like that plan. So he goes and sets him free. Sir Davos is such a good guy.
So wait, why were they gonna kill Gendry?
Because she said he needed to be sacrificed in order for him to become king. Well, I don't understand why he just didn't get more leeches and put more leeches in the fire. Like, you could have just started naming mad folk.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. I was say they could have just used him to harvest his blood. He had to die.
Good. She was like, great with what she would say, great reward demands great sacrifice, some shit like that. So, and then he's like, well, he's got to die. Let's see. Jon makes it back to the wall. Jaime makes it home, and Daenerys still has some cute dragons. They're still cute size at this point. All right. So that was in the season 3. Overall,
wait, what?
Might have been one of the most lackluster seasons with one great ass episode.
And what'd you say the great episode was?
Reigns of Castamere.
Okay.
Obviously. Because there was just mad episodes in this season that was just like, nah. Like, I bet people checked out. Yeah, I bet people checked out this season. Up until, like, people probably were like, yeah, this is not really doing much for me anymore. And probably stopped watching. And then when they got to the Red Wedding and either heard about it or once they seen it, it was like, okay.
This is what I came here for.
Yeah.
This is the content I asked for.
Well, interestingly enough, and if you watch like the behind the scenes for that episode, like the writers talk about this moment in the books was the whole reason they even wanted to do this series in the first place. It was all getting to this point was what they wanted. This season was like, meh. This was like season 2 of The Wire. Was it season 2 in the docks?
Yeah. Season 3, I think. I think it's season 3.
Whatever season they were doing the docks. This was that. HBO season 3s are trash. That's what it is. HBO season 3s are just like, what are we doing?
Honestly, I feel like it was. Because I think True Blood season 3 was that season they tried to get in with the fairies. Or no, it was that stuff that was going on with that church. So yeah, you're right. For the most part, their season 3 sucked.
Season 2 of True Detective was trash. Season 3 was good. Although I'm still upset about
the ending.
Yeah. I have to go back and revisit. Sopranos season 3 is going to be the real tell. What happened in season 3 of The Sopranos? I'm going to look at that. Anyway, so on to season 4. Season 4, episode 1, Two Swords. This was the episode that started with this one also started with the Reigns of Castamere at the beginning of this episode. So Ned's sword, we see Ned's sword being melted down because we're preparing for Joffrey's wedding. Mm-hmm. We see the wolf pelt get thrown in the fire. Where's Ned's sword been all this time? Has Tywin just had it?
Probably. They probably just had it in that keep still. In the hands keep. Because I don't think they just took his stuff. Like once they took him to be executed and put him in the dungeon.
Well, they sent his remains, his body parts. I would like to know what was in Catelyn's box.
True, you would think they'd put the sword in there. Well, no, I mean it was Valerian steel, so.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep that. We meet the Martells this episode. We meet Oberyn Martell and Alaria Sand. Sorry, she's not a Martell. She is his. What the fuck did he call her?
Paramore.
His paramour. His baby mom, basically. So we meet the Martells and they're freaks. They like a good time.
Mm-hmm.
That little boy took Roz's job, and he's not good at it. He's not very social. He's not very pleasant. He's not very friendly. He didn't even want to, get down with the party.
Yes, he does know how to make his money.
Yeah. Like, he's not good at that job at all.
All right, you can say that, but at the end of the day, he alive. He doing what Littlefinger wants. The boy following orders. So maybe that's...
Roz's introduction to parties was just way more just pleasant.
Oh, 100%. Roz is much better at that job.
Anyway, Littlefinger ain't even there. Littlefinger, promote him before he left.
Littlefinger on his weekend plot.
What? So did Littlefinger dip out? Because where'd he go? The Erie? Yeah, he took his boat to the Erie.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That is what he did. The dragons have grown up. We got big old dragons now. And they're not quite as friendly. Well, they're friendly still. I mean, with Dany, but they ain't babies no more.
Right. It was getting love until she was trying to do the wrong thing and play with animals while they're eating.
True. That is a big no-no. You don't mess with animals while they're eating.
Especially a goddamn dragon.
Dario Naharis. We get the new Dario. Dario gets recast this season.
Hilarious.
Art, huh?
Hilarious. Just new dude like Aunt Viv.
That's what I was about to ask. So, do we prefer new Dario or old Dario?
Yeah, I prefer new Dario. Old Dario.
New Dario?
Elves from Lord of the Rings. Like, he gotta fit in with one of them.
Always he had a weird smirk on his face. It was like, well, why are you smirking?
Only reason why I would like new Dario is because he's part of the beard gang. Gang.
Word. That's a good gang to be part of. I support that. So, he's a bad influence on Grey Worm. You got Grey Worm out there gambling and shit. Sansa's not eating. She's sad. Jamie wants to be on the King's Guard with one hand.
Boy, he's so insensitive. Sansa not eating. She's sad. Why she sad, bro?
So why she sad? Well, her mom and her brother is dead.
You gonna say she's sad like her dress got ruined because she spilled wine on it. Like, nigga, she said. That's what you said. She said, "Well, you so nuts. You like a damn Lannister yourself."
I think at this point, she believes she's all alone, and it's just her. Her family is completely gone, as far as she knows at this point.
That's tough.
Cause she wasn't claiming John.
She thought Brandon Rickon died.
Yeah, she thought everybody was gone. Yeah, that's I guess reason not to eat for sure. Cersei's mad at Jamie because he left her.
With his golden hand.
No, with his nub. Punch you straight in the face with the nub.
The disrespect.
Right. She saw him. And you can see that happiness on her face, and that happiness went immediately down when she saw the nub around this nigga neck.
Tormund questions Ygritte and her missed shots.
Well, not really missed shots per se.
Non-kill shots.
Yeah, there you go.
Jon testifies the Night's Watch, lets them know that they're coming and that he broke his vows. And they're like, well, he's got to pay the price. You need to die. Like, whoa. You might need me. You got bigger fish to fry, buddy.
Right, like, don't get mad at me because I bust something down. The Night King on the way, man. Let me live.
The Night King and the Wildlings. Brienne meets Marjorie.
This is when she has her first meeting with the Tyrells in the garden.
Yes. Is this like the really... No, well, they were together when she was with her brother. I mean, when she was married to Renly.
Mm-hmm. So. But I don't think she ever met Lady Tyrell.
Yeah, no, she hadn't met Olenna for sure. So let's see. The Hound quotes Omar from The Wire. This was like I caught this the first time I watched it. I was like, "Whoa, did he just say that?" And then like later on, they hear them say like, yeah, they did, like they were paying homage to The Wire. I was like, brother was here.
I wasn't paying attention.
So when like they were on the horse and Arya was like, so you draw the line at robbing people, like you can kill children and stuff like that, but being a thief is where you draw the line. And he was like, a man's got to have a code. Omar from The Wire's line. All right, now this is where so Arya got. So how many dudes did she kill at that spot? One.
Just the one. She went ham on the one.
Okay. Well, no, I'm talking about the first fire.
Yeah, just one.
Yeah, she went ham on the one.
And then this one, she sees the two dudes. She sees the dude. This is where she's due to kill Polliver, or she sees Polliver, the dude who killed her little friend and took her sword. Why is this grown ass man still carrying his little ass sword? That's what I was wondering. I was like, why did he keep that?
Because of high grade.
That's a bitch.
I'm gonna go with the latter. He's a bitch. When they're in there, sitting down, and the Hound's like, "Fuck the king." I was like, "Yes." And so was Arya because she started smirking. And then to me, so this is again another glimpse into future to come Arya, because she killed these dudes and she was smiling. Like she had a smirk on her face, which was like crazy.
Not only did she have a smirk on her face, she had the full monologue with the death. She repeating what dude said to her friend.
Yeah. Like, oh, she not playing with this list. And then the Hound gets his chicken and Arya gets her own horse.
And she gets Needle back.
Yes. We get the return Needle.
Was Needle Valerian?
Huh?
Was Needle Valerian?
No. Castle Forge Steel.
Okay. Why is Needle so strong? She be fighting everybody else later on the show with Needle.
I think it's just because of, I don't even know if it's necessarily strong. It's just the fact that it's so small, like not small, but like it's so thin. So it's just easier to maneuver with it and to be faster with it than lugging around one of those big ass swords. So you can be way more effective with that sword, which makes sense for a little person. But again, not a grown ass man carrying it around. Pull that bitch out of the fight, you can get laughed at.
And he got it in the front pocket too. Like I'm showing Needle off.
So we know what comes next on the next episode, but we're not going to jump into that.
Yeah.
This episode. So we are going.
Can we just spend like 30 minutes on that? Like a whole 30. Can I describe his eyeballs and shit? Like.
yeah, we can. We can just dedicate.
Man, my favorite moment in the show. I just
It was so crazy.
That's why like Carl lasting too long on The Walking Dead for like his death to be meaningful. They killed Joffrey like mid full dickhead moment. Like, get him out of here. You making your uncle be the cupbearer at your wedding, like in front of, like you done had the midget. You done had the whole midget mini movie in front, mini play in front of everybody. Like, you caught him in rare form. Get him out of here.
Yeah, that shit was terrible. But again, we're not gonna get into it here. We'll save that.
You're right. But I need the dickheads to go. Like that's why I was so mad at the end of Harry Potter that all y'all sending y'all kids off to school now. Y'all friends? Now fuck that. You don't get Draco up out of here, B. Get him out of here.
Yeah.
Now y'all cool. Now y'all head nodding and shit when y'all grown now. Man.
Yeah, I was. And who did Draco end up marrying? Did he marry?
Yeah, her name was like Patsy something. She's one of the Slytherin girls. She's more in the book than the movies.
But yeah, so anything else from these episodes?
Now the show is really starting to pick up.
Definitely on the violence, quoting.
Character developments, the storylines, like you said, a lot of the violent, a lot of the wow factor in the show that had people talking, a lot of conversational pieces. Like, did you see what happened last night on the show?
I think start of the season was definitely slow. And then the Red Wedding probably caught it definitely caught people's attention. It was like, wait, what did they do? Because that was easily at that point obviously at that point one of the most talked about episodes of the show for sure. It's probably still the most but between that and the Battle of the Bastards for sure, like probably the most top two talked about episodes. Or
like the only ones that people can actually like reference.
How dare you? How dare you? How dare you? Hard Home.
Hard Home, yes, as well. Not the one.
Oh yeah, Beyond the Wall. That episode was crazy. When they had to bring the white with, they had to capture the white to take it, but then that episode was crazy. No, it's not in the top 5.
Uh,
You the dragon died and the Night King resurrected the dragon. Come on, man.
yeah. I'm in that. Oh, I'm in it because I feel like that season's episode for me was the one Danny rode in on the dragon and Jamie almost got his ass fried.
7.
That was season 7.
Mm.
That episode I feel like was like, that was a big ass.
When she was like, I'm gonna actually put these dragons to use.
Mm-hmm. I'll listen to y'all motherfuckers, and we're losing. So next episode is going to be season 4, episodes 2, 3, 4, and 5.
Sure.
So until then, take care of yourselves and be good to each other.